They say the truth will set you free, and I have been hiding, but the whole truth I have to tell you. Hidden underneath surface, no one can see, not even myself can remember what was underneath till God placed a mirror before me. And he tells me this mirror tells the truth and nothing but the truth, so look closely. And I begin to look at myself in this mirror, begin to shift and look from the outside within, straight to my heart. I looked away because this wasn't a pretty sight. This wasn't something you shine a light, grab the mic and say, hey, let me testify, because my heart, you see, my heart was bruised. It was scarred, all falling apart, had missing pieces, wounded for being mistreated, but yet and still it kept beating. Lord, how could it still be beating? Lord, how am I still breathing? But you know why? Am I still living under these conditions? You say you are a healer. And I do not doubt the fact that you can, but Lord, when? When will you piece my heart back together again, Lord, when? Will my past no longer affect my present, Lord? When? When will you heal me? And he tells me, well, I cannot heal what you have not yet given to me. I cannot bless you, pretend to be, for you overcome by the words of your testimonies to tell your story like they stop hiding. Stop crying about what you've been through. Don't you know that all things are working together for you if only you embrace the truth, and so it's true. I've been bruised by my past, and as much as it hurts on the inside, on the outside, you still see the effect that it has, and so it's true. I have wounds, hurt by people that's supposed to be close to me, but I covered it up with a bandage, managing to hide behind these walls of bills, so no one is able to see that I hurt and bleed too. It's true. It's true that our past will always have an effect on our present. Because our scars, you see, our scars are evidence of what we've been through. That God so happened to heal the wound, but left the scar just a reminder of who he is and what we have overcome. You see, it's true. That he too was scarred, wounded, and bruised. For you. For me. So when I look into the mirror, I see what he sees, because he sees me, he sees you, he sees me, he knows exactly how I'm feeling. He just wants to receive his healing, but it's true. That the healing has to first start with me and you. It's true. That we heard first tell ourselves the truth, we just take that one step, then he'll take two. It's true that the truth will set you free. But you only as free as the secret you keep in for mirrors placed before you. Tell them what all you see. Thank you. So if I was to give this message a title, it would be called Truth Leads to Confession, Leads to Healing. So we're going to somebody say truth. Truth leads to confession, leads to healing. Okay. So basically, that poem is basically talking about what I've been through and my experience. And Lola hit every nail on what she was talking about everything. Everybody that actually got up here was all over it. And so it's just basically talking about a lot of times we ask God to heal us from certain things, like, Lord, why do I feel this way? Heal me. Lord, why do I keep falling into this situation? Heal me. But yet we don't go back and actually reflect, where is this coming from? What is the root cause of this? So it's just the same as a doctor. Whenever you go to the doctor, you don't just say, hey doc, heal me. No, you gotta let him know your symptoms, what's going on with you. You gotta explain things to him. And like Lola was saying, God wants you to talk to him. We run to people and say, oh, I feel this way and I feel that way, but they can't heal us. They're just there to just talk to us and tell us what we think we want to hear, right? But it's like we have to talk to God and actually explain, where I don't understand, like what is going on with me? Why do I keep going through this? And I feel the closer you get to God, the more you see yourself. Like the more he see. That's why I say in the beginning of the poem it says, God placed a mirror before me. And this mirror don't just look at the outside, because we can dress the outside up real good, but it looks at my heart. Like my heart had a whole bunch of wounds and bruises, and I didn't even know I covered it up. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to go back into what I've been through, because it still had an effect on me, but I just didn't want to be reminded of it, right? So the more we get closer to God, he actually shows us what's really the true us. He looks at our heart, and he's like, if you want to be like me, you have to deal with this. You have to really give this to me. You can't hide it. You can't cover it up. You have to really confess it. Tell me about it. Talk to me. I want to be there. I want to tell you how to heal this and how to go through the process, And so, when we get closer to God, he shows us our heart. And in the poem, it talks about that I've been wounded, I've been bruised. And as much as it hurts on the inside, on the outside, you can still see the effect that it has, right? So what does a bruise do? It's internal bleeding. But you can still see it on the surface, right? So a lot of times we're hurt by our past and by a lot of things that we've been through. And it seeps through our actions. Like whenever, I believe Naomi was was talking about tough love and about how some people are not loved and they don't have no one to tell them, oh, I love you, I love this, you know. And so with me, I was always shown tough love. And my mama, she was just like, look, she loves me, and I knew that. It's hard to give something that you never had, right? And so with me, I couldn't really talk to my mom. I couldn't really express how I felt. And then when I did, she was like hard on me about how I felt because she just didn't understand it. And she didn't know how to really talk to me about it. And so I began to see that that's what I reflect on other people. Like if you tell me about how you feel or how it made you feel, I'll be like, so, man. You know, and I saw that that's not like God. That's not who God calls me to be. You know, and he calls me to love like he loves. And I have to know him to know love, right? And so the bruise is saying that although it hurt my feelings whenever I couldn't talk to people and whatever the case is, and then it seeped through my actions, right? On the outside you can see it. So I started to show that same demeanor to other people, and that's not like God. And he wants me to give it to him. Like, give that to me. And I saw that, okay, I had to go back and tell myself the truth, man. That's where I messed up at, or that's where I get it from. Lord, take this away from me. I don't want it anymore, you know? And so the next thing, it says, I've been wounded by people that's supposed to be close to me, but I covered up with a bandage so no one is able to see that I hurt them too, right? And I feel that a lot of times we get offended and a lot of people hurt us, but we don't tell them. I mean, how are you able to correct something that nobody knows about, right? So I feel that it's important to talk to people about what they've done to you, or it's basically forgiving. You know, you have to leave, give at the altar and go back and make it right, right? So you have to talk to people about how you feel, about how they made you feel, and heal from that. And then the third verse is scars. God heals the wound, but let the scars just remind you of who he is and what we have overcome. So a lot of times, I have a lot of scars, but I have brothers that's climbed a lot of trees and stuff. And so it's just, every scar is a story. And it's just to let you know that, man, I've been through that, but I've overcome. And also scars is for other people. So you can say, yeah, I've been through this, you can get through it too. You know, it's to give that testimony, it's to let them know that I've done it, I've been through it, but I can help you and I can guide you through the way because God done it for me, right? And one story that I came across is Mark 10 and 46 through 52. Can someone go there real quick and read it for me? I'm not going to be for y'all on here. Mark 10, 46 through 52. Mark 10, 46 through 52.
And the reason of the word, and they came to Jericho. And as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side, begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And many charged him that he should hold his peace. But he cried more, Great deal, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, Be of good comfort, rise. He called thee. And he cast away his garments, rose, and came to Jesus. And Jesus answered and said unto him, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? And the blind man said unto him, Lord, that I might receive my sight. Hallelujah. And Jesus said unto him, Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And immediately he sight and follow Jesus in the way.
So when I read that and I looked at it again, and I was just saying, the title of this is "The Truth Leads to Confession Leads to Truth Leads to Confession Leads to Healing," right? So let's go back to 47. It says, Bartimaeus began to cry out, "Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me." And a lot of times our cry is, "Lord, heal me from this. Lord, deliver me from this." And he says, he kept repeating that. He kept asking God, "Lord, son of David, have mercy on me." And people around him be quiet. It's okay. It's okay to live like that. It's okay to live with that hurt. It's okay not to forgive them. It's okay to hurt like that. It's okay to be easily offended. It's okay. A lot of people, he's like, "No, something is wrong. Like, Lord, heal me. Like, this doesn't feel right. Lord, son of David, have mercy on me," right? So our cry could be different. Maybe it's for healing. Maybe it's for something else, And so he said he cast away his garment, right? And he came after Jesus. So a lot of times we want to hold on to things. We want to hold on to hurt. We want to hold on to, because we feel that I feel like I need to, or it brings me, I don't know. But we want to hold on to it. And it says he cast away his garment. And I feel like with that, it's like we're giving it to God. We letting it go. And we coming after him, And it says when he got there, he asked him, "What can I do for you?" Now, I'm pretty sure Jesus knew. He had to walk through a crowd. I'm pretty sure he was stumbling, trying to figure out his way because he was blind, right? But when he got to Jesus, Jesus was like, "What can I do for you?" So that's why I say confession. We have to confess and let Jesus know. I'm pretty sure he saw that he was blind. But Jesus still asks, "What can I do for you?" And God is asking, like, "How may I help you? How may I heal you?" He wants us to just talk to him, just commune with him, just to really express how we feel, right? And I really relate to what Lola was saying because I'm 23 and I love my church. I love the people of my church, and I've been through a lot, and I've experienced a lot. I've seen a lot, and as a 23-year-old, I do desire to be married, and I do desire to have someone. And growing up, when I was in school, I was in high school, I never had someone by my side and I could just talk to, I could just call, "Hey, let's go somewhere," or, I never had someone by me. And so I always leaned to, well, if I had a husband, we're together, we're one, he's there, And I always felt the need of wanting someone there. But like Lola was saying, God is saying, I can comfort you. I can talk to you. I can be there for you. And so it wasn't until I had to actually confess the truth, like, "Lord, why do I feel this way? Why am I always thinking that when somebody talks to me, a guy attracts me or whatever, I'm like, oh, he's the one. Why do I always feel the need of wanting that, And he's like, "Well, maybe you dealt with loneliness in your past. You always feel by yourself." And God's like, "Give that to me. Bring it here. Let me show you how to work your way through this. Read the word. Let me show you when people in the Bible felt that way and what they did. Like, let me talk to you, And so I feel that that's the message, but it's just saying, like, confess. You have to first acknowledge where you're at, right? Just like a GPS. You have to first figure out your location and take you to that next destination, right? So you have to first be truthful. Where are you? Acknowledge where you're at, and God can take you through that healing